Subscribe to his YouTube channel and press the bell icon so that you never miss any update.
Hello everyone, welcome to the 9th session of Ask Me Anything on Facebook Live, hosted by Inc42. This is Sukanya from the Inc42 team, and we are live from a vibrant location in Delhi, Hoskas. The world is full of disruptive, trailblazing women who refuse to submit and accept defeat. These women shoulder the immense responsibility of uplifting womankind all over the world. Our guest today is one such person who is on a mission to create quality content that speaks to women instead of looking down on them. She is a fashion journalist, digital media entrepreneur, and angel investor who has a passion for modern Indian art. From a blog catering to the Indian diaspora in 2013, she's managed to steer her company to new heights of success. Today, her website boasts more than 10.8 million users per month and is backed by the likes of IDG Ventures, Kalari Capital, and Gree Ventures. It is an absolute pleasure to welcome Priyanka Gill, founder and CEO of POPxo. As you all know, it is branded as a Desi girl's guide to life and love. So welcome to the show, Priyanka. Not many of you might be aware of this, but POPxo's YouTube channel has managed to amass nearly 8 lakh subscribers in less than 2 years. It is a testimony to the quality of content and the marketing strategies that the company has adopted so far. So Priyanka, let's do this session in 2 parts. Sure. I'll take the first 15 minutes to ask you a few questions, and then you can go ahead and take questions from our viewers. Sure. For everyone tuning in right now, feel free to drop your questions in the comment section below, and Priyanka will be taking them up shortly. So Priyanka, let me start with the first question. Creating quality video content that resonates with your audience is in itself a challenging task. And focusing on content for women solely makes the job even more difficult. So, how has POPxo managed to managed to crack the code of marketing with video content?
Just video content?
Yeah.
So actually, hi guys. It's nice to be talking to you through. It's my first ever Facebook Live evening, and thanks Inc42 for inviting me. Creating content, whether it's text, video, social media content, it's always a challenge. And the reason why we are able to create over 2,000 pieces of content in a month, which includes 150 videos, almost 800 stories, and n number of social media graphics, it obviously takes a large set of people. And we do it well because we keep certain things in mind. Firstly, we are about the real woman. So it's we have certain things that we believe that we don't talk down upon it, as you said. It's all relatable content. We don't assume that she is a rich woman who can afford to spend 1 lakh on a dress all the time. So some of our audience is like that. A lot of it is not like that. So it's about maintaining this equality of assuming that she's this real woman in this somewhere and creating content for her. The other thing, the big thing is data. So because we put out so much content every month, we constantly look at what's working, what's not working. We try and discover trends in that. And then, of course, it's backed by this giant distribution strategy. And that's what actually gets us the views. Video has been phenomenal. On Facebook, we are arguably the 7th largest video player in the country. And we got 178 million video views last month. So yeah, so it's been a very exciting time here for POPxo.
Yeah. So in an earlier interview with Inc42, you mentioned that monetization is one thing that is deeply embedded in the ethos of the company. So can you share with our viewers what you meant by that, and how have you managed to accomplish such a feat?
Sure. I think as a startup entrepreneur, making money is very, very important. And especially for a content company, that's the first question that you get asked. Fine, your reach is fantastic, your growth graph is fantastic, how are you going to make money? And that's something that we've tried to address since the beginning of the company, since the inception. And that's still a challenge that we kind of, it's a challenge that we kind of live for every single day. And given that we are the largest platform for women in the country online, if brands want to access this female demographic online, we are pretty much their largest choice out there. And that obviously has made our monetary how we kind of make money has made it a lot easier. The other thing is we constantly look out for new ways to do that. So we recently launched POPxo, which is our influencer management platform. Brands love interacting with influencers, and we kind of now act as an aggregator, as well as a large platform by which they can get 600 bloggers, for example, to do an activity.
So, I mean, are influencers, do they have a role to play in brand marketing when it comes to POPxo?
For POPxo itself, of course, every time we have something new that's launching, we reach out to our POPxo influencers and say, hey guys, this is for POPxo, please do it. And of course, they do it because they also love the brand as well. Yeah. So we self-market, obviously, on POPxo. But for brands, we manage them really well. And we can kind of, for Cadbury, for example, for Friendship's Day, we did a campaign in which I think 700 influencers put out an Instagram post in 2 days, and we did that with 3 days of notice. So it's only possible because we have technology behind managing influencers.
So you have experimented with localized content in the past, but it did not take off as
you mean? Yes.
Yeah. So the site is still, it stopped working in April last year.
Well, we stopped publishing new content for POPxo Hindi, but we literally restarted in a very stealth mode right now. So we hired a small Hindi team again, and again we're beginning to kind of take on the vernacular languages as.
So I asked this because you previously mentioned.
It completely shut it down because we couldn't handle it at that point.
But right now, a lot of your users are are women and girls from tier 2 cities, and so I think regional language.
And I think there's a dearth of good, high quality content in Hindi, and I think that's something that we should be addressing.
So let me come to my last question before you take the floor. According to a recent World Bank report, India currently ranks 120th out of 131 nations in terms of women in the workforce. Less than 20% of urban workers are female today in the country. POPxo, on the other hand, boasts a predominantly female workforce with 85% of your employees being women. So does this come from a conscious decision to empower women in the workforce, maybe include them more in the process?
I think it's gone down slightly. It used to be 85. I think we're around 80 or 78 right now. I have to check. I think there are a couple of factors in this, right? Firstly, obviously, you have a company that was started by 2 female founders. The content, of course, we decided to create content for women. So obviously, the best employee pool of mine that could actually understand would be female. I think that's why we did that. But why have they all stayed on, and why we have 120 people who work for POPxo right now? And I think it's about the environment, the fact that it's obviously by definition extremely female-friendly place to work in. It's fun, and I think coming back to your point about that there are fewer women who are working in India, I think flexibility is important for anyone, male or female, whichever employee that you have. As long as employees can begin to kind of start creating environments in which their workforce, whether male or female, is feeling comfortable and whether their needs and stuff are met, I think more women will begin to come online. I'm very encouraged because the average age of an POPxo employee at the moment is 25. So we have a lot of young, bright, energetic, very, very talented women who are working here. And if they are representative of the future that's coming, it's going to be really good.
So, you can take the floor now and take questions from the viewers.
Okay, so this question is actually, I'm not going to take POPxo team questions just yet. What is POPxo's differentiating factor from other women-centric websites and channels? The first thing is scale. We do everything at great scale, we hope. As I already mentioned, we create a lot of content, and I think that's one of the big factors that we have. The other thing is we believe in looking at data all the time and looking at content that these women might like, and I think that differentiates us. What steps an individual entrepreneur or corporates can take to boost the position of women entrepreneurs and address the existing gender gap? I generally believe that women empower themselves, and entrepreneurs themselves should be able to kind of create their own spaces. And I don't think we need to empower women. Just create environments in which they feel comfortable, and you'll kind of get the best. What motivated me to start POPxo, Ragini asks. I wanted to create content that women enjoyed reading, and that was it. And it all started from there. Um, how has your journey been so far, and my challenges as a female entrepreneur? I don't think I've ever given an interview where this question was not asked of me. I believe that my challenges as an entrepreneur are the same as any other entrepreneur, male or female. Specific challenges to being a female, I don't think so. But it's, yeah, I mean, all entrepreneurs, male or female, it's bloody hard, it's difficult to do, it's stressful, it's fun. We all kind of have the same challenges. How does POPxo intend to survive? Gufran asks, in this digital cutthroat business, right? Just by being better, being faster, being bigger, and kind of being first to go to market with everything that we have, I think we're doing a pretty good job of that. How will POPxo break even? Well, I mean, we really do hope to break even this financial year. And we have lots of new initiatives planned. We just launched something called the POPxo Beauty Box, which was our partnership with Miami Box for a subscription box. And we kind of literally sold that out, and that went really well. And it's been really exciting. The other thing we launched was the POPxo digital magazine that Palki is referring to. Again, it's a weird concept because we've taken the concept of the magazine and made it digital now. So we are taking the production quality that magazines have and applying the strength and the reach that a digital platform has, and we're trying to see how that works out. So that's been extremely exciting. Snigdha, POPxo is the largest influencer marketing. Thank you, Snigdha. She also works for POPxo, but I'm going to take the question anyway. How do you feel about it? I love POPxo. I think it's one of the most exciting things that we're doing right now. I think this year is going to be all about influencers and how they will change the way products are marketed in the country. And we are very, very happy to be at the forefront. We have around 7,000 influencers who are signed up with POPxo. So yeah, it's fantastic. Sanjana, also, I mean, there are also POPxo people here. Sanjana was one of our first employees at POPxo, and she actually heads sales for us out of Bangalore now. And she asks me what makes POPxo different. POPxo is different because we are bigger, because we are, I'd like to say, better, and we're really well designed. The POPxo brand stands behind POPxo, and influencers really like that. How do your life change before and after POPxo? Bharat asks. Oh, it's been a roller coaster. I like to think I had a life before, and I don't anymore. I come to work at night in the morning. I leave work, if I'm lucky, at night in the evening. I have 2 young children. My son is 11. My daughter is 7. I see them on the weekends at the moment. I think work-life balance is a myth, but I'm having a really good time. Do you think India needs more women entrepreneurs? Of course, India just needs entrepreneurs. I think everyone should be an entrepreneur, obviously, and definitely women have their own unique strengths. We are great at multitasking. We kind of think on our feet. And yeah, I think India needs more women entrepreneurs. What is Inc42, Jitendra? It's a great website that talks about the ecosystem, the startup ecosystem, and it's inc42.com. Please go and check it out. Kritika, what makes you want to do this all day, every day? I do this all day, every day because it's fun. And I work with bright young things like you, Kritika. And it's just, I mean, I wouldn't want to do anything else in life. What do you love most about digital media? For me, I think it's scale, the sheer fact that we can put out a story and it will be seen by millions of women, and hopefully it will impact millions of women. That for me is like the best thing about digital media. Tinky, do you think brands are blindly spending on traditional and don't know the power of digital yet? Absolutely. I was about to say another word that I didn't, and I stopped myself. I think magazines are fantastic. Every time a magazine features me, I feel good about it, and it kind of gives me a bump, and my friends call me and message me, hey, I saw you in a magazine. So I think that is pretty good, but what magazines I think lack is reach. If you put POPxo's reach on top of the reach of all other magazines in the country, I think it'd still be bigger. And yeah, so I think brands should recognize that, and brands should understand that today the consumer is living on her mobile phone, and if you want to reach consumers, you have to do it via the mobile phone and via platforms that are prevalent there and that are prominent there. So I think POPxo is fantastic, obviously. How do you feel about launching your first wedding magazine? POPxo Wedding is fantastic. www.popxo.com/wedding. Please go and check it out. It's very exciting. We just hired our new managing editor, Ruchira Bose. She was the ex-editor of Travel and Leisure. And obviously, her strength comes from producing a magazine, and she wanted to kind of attempt a digital magazine, and I think it's going to be amazing. We're going to be launching a new digital magazine every week rather. So wedding is out, fashion comes out next Tuesday, given that Monday is a bank holiday, and then it'll be followed by beauty and lifestyle, and then we repeat the cycle all over again. The beauty of a digital magazine is that you can read and shop at the same time. Like usually when you're going to have a magazine, you really want to buy something, but then you have to go online and check it out. If it's a digital magazine, you just read and you buy. And I think that concept, I hope, is really going to take off. Let's see, Mohammed. How do you ensure customer satisfaction in the SaaS model? We don't really have a SaaS model, but we really want to ensure customer satisfaction, and we take a good, strong, we keep a good, strong eye on all the comments that POPxo gets across all platforms, and we try and respond as quickly as possible. And we look at data to see if they're really enjoying the content. Anupam, are you happy with the recent steps taken by the Indian government to encourage women entrepreneurship in the country? I think the government in general is trying to promote startups and entrepreneurs, and I think that's a fantastic thing. There was recently this event by the Prime Minister where he invited, I think it was 300 startup entrepreneurs to come to come to Niti Aayog and talk about the big challenges that India has, and there were a lot of women there as well. Of course, I think entrepreneurship should be encouraged both for men and for women, and where possible, of course, I would not say no to give a kind of a helping hand where possible to women. But I really believe that they can do it on their own, and I do think that they will be doing it on their own as well. Are you also focusing on the digital security of POPxo? Weber is asking. I wonder what you mean by that. Of course, we are a secure site. We haven't had any untoward incidences yet, so we are focusing on that, but I don't think that it's a really massive concern just yet. Pallav asked, actually, this is a good question. India has some of the lowest eCPM rates in the world, right? I agree with that. How has this disparity affected POPxo's growth? I think basically because of this, we are not able to rely on pure page views as a source of revenue. And if I had the same amount of traffic as I have sitting in the US, I'd be making obviously a lot more money because my ad dollars would be better. It's just spurred us on to kind of create more exciting sources of revenue, and I'm hoping that it catches up sometime, or at least it gets a little bit better. But yeah, till it doesn't, we are going to have to kind of figure out other ways to make money. What is the next big thing at POPxo? I think there are always big things at POPxo happening. We are launching something, actually, I don't know if I announce it right now. We're launching this exciting platform where we help get men's dating profiles right. It's kind of it's going to be launching soon, so I want you guys to kind of look out for that. You'll obviously see it all over POPxo. We're going to continue with our subscription box journey right now and see where that takes us, because it's really kind of fun and easy to sell off those boxes. And we are Hindi, of course, as I mentioned. We're doing Hindi at the moment. Again, redoing Hindi at the moment. Hopefully we get it right this time. Vernacular is huge. Vernacular is important. That's where a lot of the page views sit. So we're really kind of looking forward to getting it right. How do you make the content of your videos? There's a whole art and a science to it, because we really believe that you just can't wake up in the morning and shoot 150 videos every day. So there's a whole ideation process. There is a lot of stuff that happens behind the scenes. Scripts go through. Multiple editors, we have content meetings, and then we have production meetings, and each video actually goes through that process. That's how we continue to maintain quality all the time. How do you stay fit? I love the gym, and for a long time, recently I stopped going to the gym, and just made me really feel sluggish. So now I kind of make it in the morning, I wake up and I hit the gym first thing. It's 1 hour done, and I feel really good about it. And if I do it every day, 5 days a week, that kind of basically helps me keep fit. I try and be conscious about what I eat. And given that I work at POPxo, we literally have cakes coming into our office almost every hour. People are sending us stuff to try, and in the future, I try not eating those anymore. In the beginning, I had all those, and then that was not great for my weight or my fitness. What advice do I want to give people who are starting off as entrepreneurs? I think just do it, man. Just do it. Life is short. If you have an idea, if you have a plan, just do it. just by having a plan, nothing's ever going to happen. So yeah, just take the first step and then take the next step and the next after that. If you just don't stop, you'll actually succeed. So please go ahead. Despite rising on the global map, the Indian startup ecosystem is still struggling with gender parity. I think the startup ecosystem across the world is suffering with gender inequality, right? Sorry, see what's happening in the US. Uber imploded almost the management there because of issues that were happening. All the stories that are coming out of the valley, and I mean, everyone's just kind of screaming about the same problem right now. So I don't think India is isolated in that. But having said that, of course, it's a huge problem. I think we need to see more women running companies. I think we need to see more women who are leading large verticals in companies. They need to be kind of sitting more on boards. And yeah, I mean, we definitely kind of see that happen. A lot of it will depend by the kind of energy that the female population herself brings to the table. A lot of it depends on systemic problems that the ecosystem has. And yeah, I mean, all this, I really hope it's going to work itself out. Seth is asking, what is your plan in branded content? Well, branded content is a large part of how we make money. We've been kind of doing that from the beginning. We work with a lot of, it's almost 200 brands right now, and we kind of use POPxo's expertise to create content for them and give them reach, and that's been working out so far. And Ruchira Pipes, and you guys, Ruchira is our managing editor, and she's asking a question. In the digital space, how do you explain the difference between POPxo and blog sites? If I had money for every time I got told, how is your blog doing? I mean, I do internally roll my eyes in my head. I think, Ruchira, the answer, as you well know, is scale, its size. We have 120 people working in our company. It's a digital media house. Yeah, it's not a blog. Yeah, size, scale, people. Tanya asks me, well, who is your true inspiration? I mean, it's difficult to kind of point to just one, but women actually. I think that the whole thing started because I wanted what Indian women read, and there wasn't enough. So I kind of started with that. POPxo is amazing. Devansha says, thank you for that. What's next after wedding? It's fashion actually, so that's coming out on Tuesday. How do you manage your personal and professional life together? I think, again, as I said, work-life balance is a myth. Randy Zuckerberg, who's Mark Zuckerberg's sister, said that there are 5 things in life and you choose 3. So hers was work, fitness, sleep, family, and socializing. So for me, it's work, it's family, and fitness. So yeah, I don't do so much of sleep and socializing anymore. Big we are. Madhu is saying she loves the app. It helps us. Yes, of course, we have our iOS and Android apps. If you don't have them, why don't you first? And it's popxo.com/getappy. It's only for girls. And we've just launched this horoscope feature. So the app or the platform gives you your horoscope every day. You just have to sign into POPxo World to do that. I find it very, very entertaining. And yeah, it's always true. I'm not joking. Ria says, what advice do you want to give to maintain a healthy lifestyle? I think it's consistency and it's moderation. Consistency in how often you exercise and in what you eat, and moderation in for all the naughty things in life. Of course, have fun. Life is short. Cheat days are good. But again, do that in moderation. If you kind of stick with those, you will maintain. You don't plan to do more of celebrity tracking, says Shweta Pol. For POPxo, we've launched a new category. We will be launching a new category called POPxo Superstars, which is where we're looking at celebrities, and we have someone really exciting who's almost signed up for that. So we're going to announce the superstar thing with that. Snellata says that Cherry makes a day. Guys, I love Cherry. She is phenomenal. She came to POPxo to audition to be a POPxo video star, and we took her in, and she has grown so much in the past few years that she's been working here. She's now currently a video producer at POPxo, and I think, yeah, she's amazing. Do you read a lot? Yes, I actually do read a lot. My goal this year is to read 100 books, and I think I'm slightly behind, but I'm just looking forward to this long weekend so I can catch up. 0 to 1 by Peter Thiel is amazing. The Hard Thing What Hard Things is phenomenal. That's like my Bible. I almost read that every week. Yeah, and The Art of War, actually it's a small tiny book, but it's very relevant when you're an entrepreneur. Yeah, so yeah, read as much as possible, read widely as possible. I love this other book called Influence, which is very relevant to what I do, but it also would work for anyone who's trying to reach a large market. Is it inspired by 9gag for Indian women? We are inspired by a lot of people, guys. There are some great platforms that are sitting outside India that kind of create content for women. We get inspired by all of them. Not 9gag actually specifically, but yeah. Why big houses don't help young entrepreneurs to foster their skills in the country? I think we do actually. We have a bunch of people, employees, who kind of left to start their own startups right now, and I think that I hope they do really, really well. Sumedha, we are excited about BFF. Thanks for that, Sumedha. I am very excited about BFF as well. It is our annual festival. It is happening on the 7th of October. It's POPxo.com/BFF, and it's 2,000 girls in one place. And for the first time, we're allowing guys to come in, so as a +1 entry. So guys, if you want to kind of come to the best festival in town, it's on 7th of October. It's POPxo BFF. We're almost out of tickets right now, so it's a free ticket, free entry, but you do need to register. Please go and do that. And it was lots of fun last year. We had fashion, beauty, lifestyle, things happening, a lot of photo booths. There was a flea market and a food market and all that. So have some fun. Can you throw some lights on what kind of returns a brand seen with POPxo and Plixo? The great thing about working in the digital media is that we show you exactly how many people saw your video or read your story or how many people were reached. And that is the returns that we are able to give them. We did this large campaign with a large e-commerce house, and we sent them a phenomenal amount of clicks in the week that we did the campaign. And yeah, so brands come back to us time and again because we show them exactly what they did. Again, unlike traditional media or magazines where they can only estimate how many people saw that piece of content, we can actually tell you in real life how many people saw your brand's content. So that really works. Please, can you tell me about your BFF? If you're asking about my best friend, yeah, she's phenomenal. She's in London, and I really, really, really miss her. And the last question is, Vikas is asking, how did Plixo go viral when so many other people have tried? Well, because we had POPxo behind Plixo, and POPxo is large, and it's a brand, and I think it's great branding. Rukmini, our creative designer, did a great job with that. And people trust it because POPxo is behind it. So I think that's why it works. That's the last question.
Okay. With that, we come to the end of a very enlightening session. We've got a lot of interesting questions from our viewers, and Priyanka, as usual, has been very insightful. So thank you all for joining us today, and thank you, Priyanka, for taking the time out to interact with us. We hope POPxo scales bigger heights of success. So all the best for that. We have quite a few AMAs coming up in the near future, so stay tuned to Inc42 Facebook page, and we'll see you soon.